You'll find them scattered across the upper Blue Mountains, at lookouts, beside walking tracks, or tucked quietly into parklands. Wishing wells, a wishing chair, simple stone plinths. For nearly a century they've stood watch, some restored, others crumbling, some gone altogether. So what's their story? It's been almost 100 years since the Great Depression reached Australia. Even as Sydney's newly opened Harbour Bridge carried its first traffic, things were already looking bleak for many people. By 1933, 1 in 3 breadwinners was unemployed. Bank failures, collapsing investments, falling commodity prices, and shrinking trade led to widespread job losses, especially in manufacturing and construction. For many men, the traditional providers, the impact was deeply personal. Humiliation, helplessness, and uncertainty weighed heavily. Work was scarce, support was limited, and finding a job came down to pure luck. For many, the Blue Mountains became a refuge of sorts. Many unemployed men lived in makeshift bush camps or sheltered in caves, accepting any paid work that was offered. Those with nothing relied on sustenance payments, known as the susso, just to get by. It became so common it even found its way into a children's rhyme. We're on the susso now. We can't afford a cow. We live in a tent. We pay no rent. We're on the susso now. At the same time, the 1930s was a peak period for tourism in the mountains. The Depression saw a revival in the popularity of hiking, and public works programs funded by Katoomba Council helped improve lookouts, tracks, and visitors' facilities. Women's auxiliary groups were also very active in social support, community building, and fundraising for local institutions. Alongside fetes, parties, and street stalls, another idea appeared: donation boxes, built directly into the landscape. This one here may be the earliest. I came across it by chance on Mitchell Ridge, above Victoria Pass. Rough bush rocks set in concrete, with shoe prints pressed into its base, and the letters BMDAMH above them. A metal slot sits at the top, and on the side, the space where a collection box once gathered coins. The letters stand for Blue Mountains District Anzac Memorial Hospital, so clearly donations were collected for it. Nearby, overlooking Kanimbla Valley, is a stone picnic shelter from the same period, part of the region's Depression-era works, built not just for visitors, but to keep men employed during difficult times. Less than 10 minutes away at Mount York, more stonework tells the same story. This project was installed in 1931 by the Mount Victoria Auxiliary Committee to help raise funds, also for the Blue Mountains District Hospital. Sitting by the arch is the Explorer's Chair, built in memory of the 3 explorers who crossed the mountains 118 years earlier. A Mrs. Cripps, wife of a notable fruit grower from Hartley, came up with the idea, and it was her that declared it open. Visitors were invited to sit, make a wish, and drop a coin into the slot below. You could even have your photograph taken, with proceeds going to the hospital. In its first year alone, the chair raised nearly £50, around 80% of the auxiliary's total fundraising. Sadly, in 1935, some grubs decided to smash the box, stealing most of the donations. Only 8p was left behind. The following year, a wishing well was officially opened at Govett's Leap. A heavy summer mist sat over the lookout as locals and visitors gathered as the site's trust secretary, George Phillips, declared it open. After the ceremony, each person walked 3 times around the well, dropped in a coin, and made a wish, all in support of the Blue Mountains Hospital. Here at Leura Cascades, a ceremony in November 1932 dedicated a wishing well to the Sooner Red Cross Home for Children. Donations helped support children, many of which had fathers that fought in the Great War. The wishing well itself no longer exists. Either that or it's hidden in the bush somewhere. Maybe it was a temporary structure. What does still exist are the mock rock shelters and toilet block, which were constructed in 1934. The aim for these mock structures, which are dotted about the Upper Mountains villages, was to harmonise park furniture with the natural landscape. In 1935, the Prince Henry Cliff Walk was extended from Leura Cascades to Orphan Rock, linking in the Katoomba Falls kiosk. Beside the kiosk stands another stone wishing well, similar to the one at Govett's Leap, though it's missing several stones. Hidden nearby in the scrub is a derelict mock rock toilet block, another survivor from the era, though it's definitely seen better days. Here at Gordon Falls Reserve in Leura, more mock rock shelters sit amongst the trees, evidence of the scale of the depression works across the mountains. Nearby, a low stone wall leads to a small plinth slowly sinking into the earth. Look closely and you'll see a faint circular outline, with screws still set in the concrete. Any guesses what sat here? Well, this was the fortune dial. Installed in January 1933, it helped raise funds for the Blue Mountains Hospital, which at the time cost £4,400 a year to operate. Unlike other devices, this one added a touch of chance. A coin was spun on a dial that displayed various fortunes. If you spun 2 shillings, you had 24 times the chance of getting the fortune indicated on the dial. I'd love to know where this dial ended up and exactly what it looked like. At Blackheath Memorial Park, the remains of another wishing well date back to 1933, with funds going towards improvements at the swimming pool. In 1936, the Blackheath Soldiers Club proposed building another well to provide work for returned soldiers. Council understood the gesture, but felt the concept was overdone, rejecting the proposal. By 1934, even the village of Lawson had joined the trends. The hospital auxiliary received permission to build a wishing chair in Wilson Park, carved from a local stone and set amongst ferns amongst the walking track near the playground and map of Australia. It was reportedly removed in 1942 and relocated to Douglas Square, but today no trace of it can be found. In the end, these stone relics are more than curiosities found on walking tracks and lookouts. They're quiet reminders of a harder time, when hope was measured in coins, wishes, and community spirit. Built by hands that needed work and supported by visitors who could spare a little. They tell a story of resilience in the face of uncertainty, and to the simple human need to believe that better days were coming. If you're liking these videos, be sure to whack those like and subscribe buttons. And thanks for watching.